We all know SRB2 is built off the Doom engine. It is its main selling point, and it's the first thing most people mention about the game, beyond the fact that it's good, or depending on the person, better 3D than Sega is able to pull off. So now, Doom's most famous enemy is here, the Cacodemon. The Cacodemon's main trait is the fact that it flies. In the Doom games, it mostly just flies above Doomguy and fires the occasional volley, operating mostly as a distraction to the player whilst having to deal with enemies on the ground. In SRB2, however, this just means you have infinite flight. And this isn't infinite flight in the way a character like the Egg Robo does it. This stays at a consistent level. I can't quite put into words just how easy the game becomes when you can simply hover over almost every obstacle in the game. Being that this is a platformer, the main gameplay loop is jumping on platforms, so skipping both the jumping and platform step in that equation means that every level is a straight walk to the end. It doesn't help matters that the Cacodemon's flight is seemingly stuck on a grid, making this key ability that you will spend literally all of your time using feel pretty unnatural. I'm not saying that you should make the Cacodemon's flight finite, that removes the main thing that makes this mod stand out. I am saying that the flight could feel a lot more natural, although I don't know whether it is even possible to do this to make the ability feel less grid-based. After all, I just play the mods, not make them. So while his vertical movement is fairly stiff, at least it moves at a fair pace, which is a lot more than you can say for his horizontal movement. I don't know the average speed of a Cacodemon, but I feel it's probably more than the 4 miles per hour that this guy moves at. That whole point about how every level is now a straight walk to the end, I mean that completely seriously. You're really going to notice the graphical limitations in this engine because you physically couldn't get away from them if you tried. Those lava falls in Red Volcano look significantly worse when you notice how they flicker before you get close, and they only look worse in the 20 seconds it takes between you seeing the flickering effect and you getting close enough for it to stop. His other two abilities aren't much better either. Obviously, the Cacodemon is a ranged enemy in Doom, and pressing the fire button will cause you to spit out a fireball. I had to go search in the discussion menu for this mod to find that though, because the mod description still says it's linked to the spin button. Sounds alright, but the ability is completely ruined by the fact that it's free aim. Free aim obviously works fine when you're in first person and almost certainly using a mouse, like in Doom, but when most of your user base will probably be playing with a controller in third person, swapping between first person to shoot a fireball, just to usually swap back to third person a second or two later constantly, isn't much fun. Making it an automatic lock onto enemies like most mods vote to do would obviously fix this particular problem, but it doesn't fix the problem that this ability just isn't very useful. I'm probably flying high above every enemy. Why would I stop my already slow march forward just to shoot an enemy that can't actually hurt me? As I already said, I wouldn't change the infinite flight, and the fireball attack is basically necessary for it to be a Cacodemon mod, but I feel there needs to be an actual incentive to use the attack, even if it's just a ring bonus to increase your score. Finally, there's the bite. Press custom 1 to bite, destroying any breakable walls near you. Not much to say about this one, other than the fact that you can laugh by spamming it, with the exception of one very major thing. It has no actual damage hitbox. When I first used the Cacodemon, I didn't even think to stop before trying to use this on enemies. It's just a matter of fact that almost everyone would kinda just assume that a bite from a demon would damage enemies. But no, this attack just phases straight through them. There's only one word to describe this decision: completely asinine. I don't think I need to say how I would improve this one. The Cacodemon sprites also don't have much unique about them. Obviously, it's the most famous Doom enemy out there, and considering that this is a Doom mod, Creeperface 941 just ripped the sprites from the original enemy. It works fine enough, fits the art style better than I thought it would, but can hardly award marks for good sprites when none of them are really new to the mod, if you know what I mean. Especially when they made a Cacodemon Pog sprite, and then made the decision to relegate it to an image on the mod's attachment list, the Heathens. You might assume I'm going to rip Cacodemon apart. The abilities aren't great, the sprites are just simple rips. The mod creator made a Pogface sprite, and then never used it on the mod. But I can't bring myself to dislike the mod. I've always ranked them based off how much I enjoy them, and not how good they technically are, and there is a dumb fun to have with just flying over everything. Go into first person, and this is probably the closest you can get to a free cam, unless console commands actually have a free cam. I haven't used them much. Wouldn't recommend the mod for anyone trying to get a speedrun world record, but if you need someone to get through a challenging level easily, this is one of your best choices. 6 out of 10. Depending on how fast I can get it out, the next video will hopefully not be about SRB2. If you've watched my channel for some time now, you probably know that I like the Remedyverse, and the Game Awards finally got their act together and announced Alan Wake 2. Sonic 2 and Sonic Frontiers will inevitably have had their trailers analysed by about 70 different sources by this point already, so I'm too late for that. But the Remedy fanbase doesn't really have a massive presence online, so my video might actually get recommended. See you guys there, and ciao.